Imagining a typical celebrity home conjures up images of a mega mansion complete with the most jaw-dropping amenities. However, there are plenty of down-to-earth stars that spend their money on inexpensive homes, including the queen of country herself, Dolly Parton. Take a look inside of these simple celebrity homes that didn't break the bank. Up first, we go to Margot Robbie's mid-century bungalow. Australian actress Margot Robbie, best known for her roles in The Wolf of Wall Street and as Harley Quinn in The Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey, bought this quaint bungalow in 2017 for a reported $900,000. As one of the world's highest-paid actresses, Robbie has used her $40 million fortune to invest in her fair share of properties, including this tiny home on Camrose Drive in Los Angeles. Nestled behind mature California trees, the classic Hollywood Hills bungalow would have made a perfect getaway for the megastar. Dating back to 1951, the charming house can be found in LA's historic Hollywood Heights district and is brimming with plenty of period appeal. Sold in March of 2021 for just under $1.2 million, however, maybe the star had set her eyes on something a little bit bigger. Covering just 945 square feet, the property features 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom and has undergone extensive renovations. As well as repainting inside and out, the star refinished its hardwood floors and revamped the kitchen with cotton white shaker cabinets and top-of-the-range stainless steel appliances. The master bedroom is a chic space with access to a charming garden. The terrace also offers views out over the canyon, while the lower patio is the perfect spot to enjoy morning coffees. The house also boasts a light-filled living room with a breakfast nook, an office, and even a laundry room. Up next, we go to Barack Obama's townhouse. Barack Obama may have spent 8 years living in one of the largest, most well-known houses in the world, but when he was a senator, he lived in a surprisingly modest home in Washington, D.C. So let's take a look around. As the 44th President of the United States, Barack Obama, his wife Michelle, and their 2 daughters lived in the White House from 2009 to 2017, and afterwards they settled into civilian life in a 9-bedroom, $8.1 million home in Washington, D.C.'s upmarket Kalorama neighborhood. But before all the glitz and glamour, Obama rented an apartment in a very low-key D.C. townhouse, which is now on the market for just under $1.3 million. The narrow building with a cherry red front door sits on 6th Street Northeast. Less than a mile from Capitol Hill, the property is actually split into 2 apartments, including the first-floor unit that Obama lived in when he represented Illinois from 2005 to 2008, including the period in which he was running for president. Inside, the building is surprisingly modest for the home of a former president. The interior is neutrally decorated throughout with a very contemporary feel. It currently rents out for $1,500 per month and has views of Stanton Park, home to the district's famous spring cherry blossoms. Outside, a fire escape leads down to a small patio area with just enough room to have a few friends over on a summer evening. In 2008, Obama said that the space had a vintage college dorm pizza empty bottle feel to it. He even admitted to 60 Minutes that his staff had better homes than he did. Up next, we go to Dolly Parton's longtime Tennessee home. Worth a reported $375 million, according to Forbes in 2023, this superstar is not just a celebrated country singer, but an actress and a writer. With a star-spangled career spanning over 40 years and her very own theme park, this Grammy Award-winning megastar's longtime home with her husband, Carl Dean, is not quite what you'd expect. After moving to Nashville in 1964 to pursue her singing career, Dolly reportedly met Dean outside a laundromat. Within 2 years, the pair were married and Parton's career took off. By 1980, she was known for her songs Jolene and I Will Always Love You, with millions of dollars of royalties as a singer/songwriter. But Parton decided to snap up this modest little abode in Tennessee for $50,000, approximately $190K today. The 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home was built in 1941 and spans almost 4,800 square feet, with an eat-in kitchen and a great room spacious enough for entertaining guests. We're sure the Partons were happy here in their 2-story single-family residence. Sitting on almost 3 acres of land, the property was once a successful owner-occupied bed and breakfast named Dolly's Getaway, as stated in the previous listing according to the New York Post. When Dolly moved into the abode in 1980, her now infamous 9 to 5 theme song was reaching #1 across the music charts from country to pop. Although staying in Tennessee, Dolly and her husband were dreaming about their next home while living there. In an interview for her book, Dolly on Dolly, the singer describes how they would drive down to the Mississippi for our anniversary with his old camera, and we'd take pictures of parts of the southern mansions we loved. With just 2 bathrooms, a walk-in closet, and dual heating and cooling units, the modest abode wasn't lacking any amenities. But the pair sold up in 1996 for a rather profitable $140K in today's cash. The stucco-fronted gated property is surrounded by woodlands across its 2.68 acres and features a carport, covered porch, a patio, and a decking area. There's even a detached studio that once served as an online business, hosting its own AC and bathroom, and now is advertised for a potential wedding venue. Up next, we go to Jennifer Lawrence's quaint townhouse. In 2006, just as she was at the start of what turned out to be a super successful acting career, Jennifer Lawrence bought a townhouse in Santa Monica for $800,000. The Hunger Games star ended up selling the home in 2016 for $1.2 million, but by this time she had already been named by Forbes as one of the highest paid women in Hollywood. The classic 2-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom townhouse resides north of Wilshire, Santa Monica, and hosts a rather unassuming facade, neatly shaded by hedges and manicured front lawns. Inside, the understated home is spread across 2 floors with 1,400 square feet of living space. The cozy living room boasts hardwood floors, a fireplace, and glass doors that lead out to the garden. With 2 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms, there would have been plenty of space for the budding actress when she purchased the home. The all-white master bedroom features high vaulted ceilings, an ensuite bathroom, as well as a private balcony. Far from an expansive oasis, the garden is a small patch of paradise consisting of a rectangular concrete patch that there's just enough room for a laid-back patio set and maybe a barbecue if you're lucky. Up next, we go to Elijah Wood's Venice micro compound. Known for his starring role as Frodo in the Lord of the Rings franchise, actor Elijah Woods bought a small home in Venice, Los Angeles for $1.2 million back in 2004. Sitting behind a tall fence, the home, which is made up of 2 cottages, dates back to the 1920s. Elijah's little abode resides on a highly desirable street called Electric Avenue in the Venice area of California. The rather unique property features 2 detached bungalows on 1 lot. Having recently undergone renovation work, the front property features quirky cork tiling and an airy open-plan living space framed by a wood-beamed cathedral ceiling. With a total of 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, the homes may be snug, but definitely don't skip on style. This small but tasteful bedroom is light-filled and boasts views out into the backyard. An extra-wide door leads out to the back deck and fire pit, while bamboo screening and plenty of foliage creates a cozy secret garden feel for the utmost privacy guaranteed. Up next, we go to Robert Pattinson's modest Hollywood Hills pad. In 2014, just after his breakup with Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson sold his mansion in Los Feliz and moved into an unassuming ranch-style home in the Hollywood Hills. Worth a rumored $100 million, the star could have had plenty of sick pads, but picked this one. The actor paid just under $2.8 million for his new 1,900 square foot home, but with the Twilight franchise under his belt, he could surely have gone for something much bigger rather than this quaint bungalow. With just 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, the undeniably cool home was built in 1958. Hidden behind a small gate and down a long brick driveway, the cute property offers a star some much-needed privacy. Inside, the living room has been fitted with beautiful wooden bookshelves, perfect for Pattinson, who is an avid reader, and the skylights and vaulted ceilings let in the California sunshine. The kitchen may be small, but it's perfectly formed with pine cabinets, a range cooker, and a traditional-style farmhouse sink. There's also more room for a dining room table that sits next to double doors that open up to a small garden. The garden is a private oasis with a small swimming pool, a covered patio space, and a small spa area. With private views out over the surrounding valleys, who needs a huge house? Up next, we go to Elliot Page's Studio City home. 4 years after their breakthrough role in Juno, Elliot Page bought a humble home in Los Angeles' Studio City in 2011 for $780,000. Coming in at just 1,500 square feet, Star got the home the same time she played Kitty Pryde in X-Men: Days of the Future Past. The single-family residence is found in Studio City, California, and was originally built in 1953. With a quaint blue front door and winding front stairway, Elliot's humble abode makes for a rather charming home. A far cry from a lavish celebrity mansion, the 2-bedroom, 1.5-bathroom home has a living room with 2 double glass doors, traditional beamed ceilings, and a cozy fireplace that sits on a whitewashed brick chimney breast. The small kitchen is the perfect place to rustle up a home-cooked meal, but is fairly plain and not what you'd expect from the big star. It may be a modest home, but Paige still had access to this cute swimming pool. The lush green yard also has an outdoor dining area with a string of festoon lights positioned above it, perfect for relaxed dinners and hot summer days. Up next, we go to Christina Ricci's humble Hollywood home. Located in the Oaks of Los Angeles, the star bought the home in 2005 for $1.1 million, a small price to pay for living in the star-studded Calabasas area. At 1,800 square feet, the home may be considered on the small side when compared to the neighboring Kardashian mansion, but it's bursting with charm inside and out. The living room features a fireplace, large glass doors that lead outside to the back garden, with glossy wooden floors and a strong monochrome theme. The room sure packs a punch. With a breakfast area, the galley kitchen is light and bright with plenty of cupboard space and a large stove. Elsewhere, 2 bathrooms sit alongside 2 bedrooms, including the master suite, which has its very own sitting area. Centered around a sparkling pool with a large covered patio and terrace gardens, there's also a hot tub which sits within the upper paved area, perfect for the busy actress to unwind after a hard day's filming. Up next, we go to Dave Grohl's beachside home. Despite amassing a vast fortune, Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl is known for his frugal spending. In 2007, he spent just $3.8 million on a beachfront home. It may have come at a price, but it's a surprisingly humble choice by one of the richest drummers of all time. In 2015, the rock star had an offer on the house for $2.9 million after reducing the price a number of times. Designed by noted Beverly Hills architect Philip John Brown and built in 2005, the 4-bedroom building may look bland on the outside, but boasts sleek modern design on the inside. Sat right on the ocean front between Malibu and Santa Barbara, the abode hosts a raised, open living space with custom built-ins, including an open, fully equipped kitchen between the living room and dining room areas with panoramic ocean views. Upstairs, there are 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, including the master suite, which has a full-length window overlooking the beach. Grohl also converted the 4th bedroom into an entertainment center with its very own home theater. Up next, we go to Brooke Shields' Hampton house. Brooke Shields' Hampton home may not be small, but it's still a far cry from the sprawling mansions that superstars usually opt for. The actress and model bought the home in 2013 for $4 million as a getaway for her and her family. The 6-bedroom home sits on a half-acre in Southampton, New York, and in close distance to the ocean's beaches. Over time, Shields spent time renovating the home, and we can see why once you take a look inside. Before renovations, the 4,500 square foot house looked like a regular family home. The spacious entryway leads through a smart living room, decorated in neutral tones and graced with a lovely open fireplace. Also on the lower floor is the small dining room, kitchen, and family room, which leads out to the pergola-covered terrace. The 6-bedroom, 6.5-bathroom home includes a master suite with an entire bathroom that features a very grand marble bath. Outside, the half-acre grounds include a raised vegetable garden and a freshwater pool, not to mention a small pool house that sits nearby, a perfect addition for guests.